We're now going into News Watch, as we had last week. Just introduce the rules again. I'll show you a picture. You have to guess the news story behind it. And the first one we have is
Mossad.
what happened with Mossad?
The alleged killing of
Anyone can help the brother?
Assassination.
Basically, obviously, there was an assassination in a Dubai hotel a couple of weeks back, and it emerged that they used 6 British passports. The assassins used 6 British passports, and the head of Dubai police force is alleging that he's 99% sure that it was Mossad who did it. And they used these fake passports. The pictures of the names on these passports do not correspond. The pictures do not correspond to the names. There's British passports, French passports, and Irish passports. Now, a diplomatic war has started between Britain and Israel. But the issue we want to talk about here is that imagine if it was Iran that did this. Imagine if it was Saudi Arabia that did this. The reaction that would be. Because it's Israel, it's done within the Foreign Office, it's done within nice diplomatic way within closed doors. If it was a Muslim country, then you start to hear terrorism, these terrorists, these evil people, they're using our passports, there's enough of them over in this country as it is, don't have enough passports as it is, and all these sort of things. So look at the difference in reaction. However, when it's Israel, then it's done in a very gentlemanly way. If it was a Muslim country, you would see a completely different reaction. The next picture, this one's a bit harder for testing you. Can anyone guess the news story?
American statistics.
What was released beginning of, I think it was on Monday, was that there was a poll done where they polled a lot of women, and they found that 3/4 of women said that a woman who gets into bed with a man and gets raped is responsible for that. I'm really surprised that they said 3/4 and not 4/4. Because if a woman gets in bed with a man and then she gets raped, she's got in bed with the man and the man's taken the next step. And then they found as well that 1/3 of women polled, they said the women that dress provocatively and they get raped, they have a part to blame in that. And the reason I brought this up is because the Islamic view on things is different to how the West view it. When the West they see a problem, they try and look for the immediate cause to that problem. So the immediate cause for a woman getting raped is that at the last point she said no and the man said, I don't care. Where Islam looks at it in a holistic point of view, in all its issues, not only in the issue of rape. It looks at all the causes that have led up to a woman getting raped. So we live in a society where you're bombarded with sexual imagery everywhere you go. Anything you want to sell. I showed my wife a poster to sell diesel jeans, and it's a disgusting poster. A woman taking her top off, and she's not from this country. When I said what they're trying to sell, she said jeans. I said jeans. In this country, they're used to that sort of thing. But this is how you're bombarded with this wherever you go. The talk, the mixing between the girls and the boys, clubs is all about that. And then you get a woman getting raped at such high rates. You can see here the numbers. It said 683,000 forcible rapes occur. Huge amounts. So the cause of it isn't the final step that the man couldn't stop himself when the woman said no. There's all the causes towards that. So then we find in France and in this country a huge uproar about Muslim women wearing hijab. That Muslim women are not presenting themselves in a sexual manner. And then you have this poll saying that 1/3 of women are saying, yeah, women that dress provocatively and they get raped, they were sort of asking for it. And then you have Muslim women wearing hijab and they say, no, we can't accept that, that's disgusting, that's backward. We have to stop them from wearing hijab. Because Islam looks at the multiple causes towards an issue. It completely takes out the chemistry between the male and female in society and leaves that chemistry for the bedroom. And that's how Islam looks after its society. And look at how they're looking at it. They're saying, yes, there are these causes that lead towards rape. The next one, hope you can get this one. Tiger Woods' apology. His sincere, tearful apology in front of friends and family and of course the world media. Saying he's sorry. He said he messed up. He said he got drawn into temptation because he was famous and he worked all his life and he had all that money. He felt he deserved it. He deserved to play around. And then when he got caught, he's only saying sorry because he got caught. He's coming and saying that I'm really, really sorry. And look at that. The guy was the best, they said the best golfer of all time. He had it all, as he said. He had not only the wife but the mistresses, the money. It was on every other advert. And he's coming up crying because of the mistakes he made. The reason I want to pick on this is two things. The issue of temptation. It comes back to the earlier point. He's saying, I got drawn into the temptation. Because obviously he's got women throwing themselves at him. Islam takes away that temptation. I'm sure he wished that he never fell into that temptation. That he could control himself at the times of temptation. That he never put himself in the places of temptation. That he didn't have to stand up in front of all these people and said, yes, I'll play it around. His kids, when they grow up, they will know, I saw you on TV, Dad, when I was 5 years old. What was that all about? I'm sure he wished he never did that. So Islam controls the temptation. It controls that. And leaves that in the legal framework of marriage. So this is a blessing. Controlling our instincts is a blessing. I'm sure Tiger Woods, he would have said that. If I was to control my instincts, that would have been a blessing to me. Islam gives us that control. And creates a society, the Islamic society, that controls temptations. And puts the temptations within the right boundaries, between the husband and the wife. And the second thing is, he had all the money and all the bling in the world. And he's standing here crying. That all the wealth and women and cars and adverts that he did didn't get him happiness. It caused him grief. It's actually caused him grief. So that's something we need to bear in mind as Muslims, as youth, living in this Western society where temptation is all around us. Don't only take examples from the Muslim brothers, take examples from the non-Muslims who have fallen into that trap. And we can stay pure and clean, inshallah. Jazakallah khair for that.